Okay, everybody. Hey, welcome to Curriculum Night. My name is Eric Nelson. I'm the teacher for Wilderness Biology, and that's what this short video is about the Wilderness Biology class, which is just a fall semester course at Seabury, and I'm very excited to teach this class this year. As you may know, my good friend Christopher Bryan developed the Wilderness Biology class in with his skill set in the last 7 or 8 years, and has just done a fabulous job with it. And those are big shoes for me to fill to try to teach the class that Chris kind of invented. I plan to put my own imprint on it, and I'm excited for the opportunity. I'm building the class as we go, but I want you to know that I have thought about this and thought about this and thought about it, and I'm excited for the opportunity this fall. So it's my intention to really go for it this fall and have some fun with your mostly seniors. I have a couple of juniors in the class, but these are very mature learners, and it's an odd time with COVID, but I hope to have some fun and really have it be a worthwhile experience for the kids. So briefly, you know, the concept, the course, the way that I look at it is that, you know, we're not really, I mean, nature is the subject, but the class kind of recognizes that humans are just part of nature, and try to look at those things together. Our lives and our actions are intertwined with nature. I suppose you could call the course, you know, anything from like a field ecology course. It has many aspects of conservation biology in it. Probably aspects of environmental science, topics that come from a bunch of different areas. Also wilderness studies, which is just a really hard to pin down major, but involves a lot of time getting outside, and that is part of my course, as I'll explain to you here momentarily. Okay, so the emphases in the class, from my perspective, include a number of things. First, the kids will be asked to read quite a bit. We don't have a textbook per se, so I have been scanning for good books that would be meaningful and relatively easy reading for the kids during this time. The kids are reading Eager right now, which is a book about beavers, and I would encourage you to take a look over their shoulder at that. Hopefully you've seen that book around. But it's a really fun and interesting look at ecology and how beavers affect the ecology of a watershed, and it's a very meaningful book, and it's fun to see. Coincidentally, I was paddling on the Kaw a couple of days ago, and I saw 3 big beavers come out of a den, and it was really more meaningful now that I've been reading that book along with our kids. So I'm going to be emphasizing reading quite a bit. Also, I emphasize Kansas. Many of our topics are right here in our backyard, and I'll explain that. But it's got a Kansas twist to it. I try to bring everything back if I can to our home state. Another emphasis is access to the wilderness. I am bound and determined to offer opportunities for these kids to get outside. It's my hope, having kids that are in high school or just graduated, that they've spent entirely too much time in front of screens in the last 6 months, and you know, I am really trying to get them outside as much as I can. So those opportunities are going to be there, and that is certainly a family comfort decision, how much you want your child to be outside, and you know, the opportunities that I provide if they want to take advantage of them. There will be alternatives, so outside is part of the goal for the class. I want to emphasize active and healthy behaviors in my class, and I'll spend time having experts talk to them about things like about fishing, and I know quite a bit about backpacking and things like that. I'm going to try to set the table for them to know about some of these activities that have made my life meaningful in my own mind. Visiting wilderness areas and being a part of nature, and you know how to do that. It can be intimidating if you haven't been. Many of these kids are experts already, and many of them are not. So it's our hope to try to, as a community, to get them excited about a summer vacation where they go to and climb a peak, or going on a couple of days on a backpacking trip, or they outfit a canoe trip in the Boundary Waters, for example. That would be a great success for me personally if I planted a seed that helped these guys get outside in their lives moving forward. So that is part of it. One of the other emphases that is in my mind is getting experts into the class as much as I can, or other points of view. I think that I do not feel comfortable standing and lecturing on this broad possibility of things. I can do research, and so can the kids, and they will. But it's certainly better if I can get some other people into my class. And thus far, I've had some success. So far, hopefully you maybe have talked to your kid, but I had the superintendent of the Joshua Tree National Park talk yesterday. His name is David Smith. He's just a really impressive guy. And he is the #1 guy at Joshua Tree, which is like the second most visited park in our country. So he talked to them, and it was really a neat speech that he gave, a neat talk that he gave. Also coming up, we'll have Don Bueller is the Kansas River Keeper, and Don will come in and talk about the Call 173, which is the canoe trip that she and several of the members of Friends of the Cod did, 173 miles on the Kansas River from the beginning to its terminus, and just a really great endurance event, 173 miles in like 8 days or something. And so she's going to come in after Labor Day and talk about the Call 173, and I'm sure she'll talk about trash and stream bank stabilization and water quality and ag runoff and a bunch of other stuff. This lady is just the preeminent expert on our river here on the Kaw. I think she knows people that know everything about it. So she's going to be great. That's Dawn. She'll be here. And then we'll do a project also with Friends of the Kaw, like a stream bed study and some things like that. So some local experts I'm very excited about. Oh, I also have Brad Bradley, who is one of the main people in the Nature Conservancy, will come, and he'll talk about no-till farming and some things like that. As I said, a lot of regional stuff, and looking forward to it. But the class is building. It's being built as we go. I want you guys to know that. And if you know people in the community who you think might be able to add to my course, please let me know, because if you know me, I'm a doer. I'll call and make contact with whomever I can to help these kids have a good experience. So, okay, so the class, basically, the way that I've set it up is that it's an 18-week long course, essentially. The first 9 weeks, in general, topics revolving around water. And the second 9 weeks, topics generally revolving around land. And for the first 9 weeks, here we are, we're in the second week approximately. The students will study, among other things, biodiversity of Midwestern rivers and rivers in general, but also threats to those ecosystems, and mitigation, ways to stop the degradation of these ecosystems here in Kansas. Also, we'll look kind of at stream bank issues. I spend personally quite a bit of time paddling on the Kansas River in different sections, and it's been fascinating. And there's a lot of resources here, and unmanned vehicle or drone footage on stream bank stabilization and work that our state is doing to try to stop the banks from eroding. And it's a fascinating process, and it's real science that you can see. And when you paddle, you really can see what works and what doesn't work. So we'll study stream banks. We'll study sedimentation of Kansas reservoirs to some extent. As we all know, the capacity is decreasing quite a bit, and that's an interesting thing to talk about. Of course, it's related to stream bank stabilization, but and dams. So it's an interesting ecological conundrum that we have. So we'll look at those things, watersheds in general. So and also we'll do some invasive stuff. we fished. I'm gonna get everybody fishing, but that wants to fish. But we'll try to catch some invasive species or look for them, or just catch fish in general, and perhaps even prepare them, teach the kids how to fry, you know, how to handle a catfish, and you know, just how to have fun and teach them to fish. So that's for the first 9 weeks. The second 9 weeks, some topics that I'm planning. I hope to have. We'll do a wilderness first aid type thing. I would love to offer up that certification, but it's not anything that I can quite get done. I am an EMT in the state of Kansas, so I am qualified to like talk to the kids about like a WFA, which is wilderness first aid, and these you know, these types of things. So we'll talk about wilderness first aid to some extent, and first aid in general, and emergencies and that kind of thing. We'll do an ecological field study that will be like a research project that the kids will come up with. That project, I have the description for it. I don't know, topically, they're going to have a lot of freedom there. I know I'll have students that will, well, boy, it's going to be wide ranging to the point where we might even raise some chickens and you know, show, you know, bring chickens all the way up and you know, and have some chicken to eat. So we'll hopefully be able to spend a little bit of time looking at real social issues in this area, meaning environmental justice. I'd like to delve into that, even though it's a relatively new topic, but it's definitely something worth discussing as a class as these guys enter college. Environmental law, same. I hope to bring in my brother-in-law Burke. He's a lawyer, a law professor, but maybe I can get him in here to talk about how the laws, how water laws have evolved over time. In Grasslands, I'd like to try to emphasize that. Hopefully we'll be able to get to the Flint Hills. I would like to take them to the Flint Hills Discovery Center in Manhattan and go for a hike at the Konza Prairie Preserve. Just really neat. If they haven't been to the Flint Hills, it's such a magical environment there if you've been. But those things are all, you know, they're all out there, and it's going to take some doing to get it done this year with travel especially, but I want you to know that I'm going to try my best to expose the kids to quite a bit. Okay, so the outside part of the class that I've been mentioning, I have ideas for different things, including, like I said, fishing, which is kind of starting a little bit now. This next Thursday, today is August the 28th, but next Thursday, I don't know if this video will be out by then, probably so, but we're gonna have a paddle day at Lakeview Lake, which is in North Lawrence. Basically, it's an oxbow lake, and it's very shallow and fun and friendly. Try to teach the kids, if they don't know, how to stern a canoe, how to paddle a canoe, how to right an overturned canoe, how to T-rescue a canoe in deeper water. We'll also do we'll do some stand-up paddle boarding. I have access to several of those that would be quite fun for them to learn. And then a great way to get to the wilderness. I'll tell you what, it's really, the Kansas River is such a great resource that's so underutilized here. I'm going to teach them how to pack a backpack, how to pack light if they can, you know, some ideas along those lines. I think we'll be able to do a one-night backpacking trip somewhere fairly close. We'll also, I know that I can set up, I would like to have them shoot recurve bows at the Overton's archery shop in North Lawrence in a controlled environment. It's a good place for them to learn how to shoot, you know, archery just as an experience. I don't anticipate that I would love to get them on an indoor climbing wall and have them climb, but we'll see how that works with COVID. I don't know that will be open in the fall, but maybe. Camping, fishing, as I said. So lots of you know, lofty goals as far as experiential education for the kids, and team building, and you know, as I said, healthy habits, healthy behaviors that they can take with them. So that's the goal of the course. I think that I'm running out of things that I would need to say for curriculum night. As I said, I'm very excited to have the opportunity to teach your kids, and thanks very much for your part in making our physical environment happen. You know, just really quick, I can just pan around the physical space here. This is the chem lab, and it's a little bit in unpacking mode right now. But you can see I have a big lab section out here in the back, and then up in the front, a lecture section. So this is a very big classroom, and it's really spacious, and it's going to allow us to hold classes, you know, with the correct physical distancing if we stay in this phase of our reopening. So it's going to be a highly used room, and thank you very much for your support in getting the school expansion completed at that level. It's fabulous for me. So, okay, well, there you go. Curriculum night, Wilderness Bio. Please feel free to call me or text if you have questions. Here it is, my cell phone. Emergencies probably, or if we're outside, that will be good. Here it is, 785-917-0031. That's mine. And we have a class group me, so I talk to the kids via that quite a bit, but I can't think if there's anything else right now. Thank you very much for your attention and for watching this video. Hopefully it wasn't too boring, and hope you have a good rest of the day, and thanks for your support.